Also, if your firstborn is a girl, I think Jennifer would be a great name. If it's a boy, Josh would be a great name.
Noted.
Dude, don't name your child Josh. That name sucks.
They name wines after you, Josh.
Yeah.
See, that's the exception to the rule. Actually, so what I love is that very infrequently you'll turn on a JRPG and there will be a character named Joshua, and it just completely ruins the experience for me. Like, it completely takes me out of it. Like, when I wrapped on Transformers, I had a long hiatus, and so I picked up Final Fantasy 16. Final Fantasy 16 is like the Game of Thronesy one. And so I'm like playing, I'm having fun. There's like dragons and whatever. And then like the younger brother of the main character's name is Joshua. So like they're constantly like very Britishly yelling Joshua constantly in the way that JRPGs will do. Yeah. And I'm just like, this is ruining it. Like, I understand that, like, when you're not from a culture, the name has no association to you, but I'm like, this is like the least fun, like, white guy name you could have chosen.
I think you're ignorant to the power of the name Josh Mackenzie. I think there's more going on there than you're allowing yourself to see.
To me, I went to school with like 6 other Joshes just in my graduating class, and I do think something that's been nice is the name is much less popular now. So I feel like it wasn't popular for people older than us, and doesn't seem to be popular for people younger than us. So I feel like I meet Joshes quite infrequently now, but it could still be less.
I think Josh Mackenzie matches your energy really well.
But I feel that it's the K and the Z that you're responding to.
I mean, but am I wrong?
No, I mean, like, if I got married, I wouldn't change my name. I can really find no other better accompaniment to Josh than Mackenzie. Like, it's really, there's nothing else that I think would work as well. Anyway, but it is funny to watch people from other cultures be like, yeah, this is a cool name. And I'm like, no, you made a guy who likes Blink-182. That's what happens when you name a character Joshua. Hello and welcome to SWIMFANS. It's fitting that we spent so long talking about me and my name because it's my birthday episode. And it's extra special because this episode is coming out on my actual birthday this year. This isn't before or after. This is on the day.
It's a true birthday episode.
Yeah, thanks Josh's parents for planning this. Really, really great timing.
As the story goes, my mother was in labor for like she went into labor on March 31st, and she's like, sure hope he's not an April Fool's baby, and then just spent the whole time stressing that I would be born on April 1st.
She held you in. You crossed the finish line.
Well, that's what I asked, and she's like, no, I didn't do that. And I'm like, Mom, it's okay. Like, if you did that, you confess up now. It was 35 years ago. You can admit your crimes now.
I overbaked my son.
Yeah, she tells her therapist. That's why he's like that now, I think.
A little crispy.
Boiled him a little too long. He's a little too soft now.
But yes.
Get in for an extra day and he's gay.
That's what happens. If they don't come out quick, something's going to go wrong.
Yeah.
The labor's really got to be like 8 hours or less, or else you're going to have a freak with a podcast. But yes, this is my birthday episode. Through sheer twists of fate, last week, our beautiful guest, our now award-winning guest, Kevin J. Stanton.
Yeah, it's a SWIMFANS bump.
Yeah,
we got him that, yeah.
Our beautiful guest chose Wong Kar-wai's In the Mood for Love, but I had already chosen my favorite Wong Kar-wai movie ahead of that recording. I had already chosen my favorite one. This is 1997's Happy Together. So as a result, we have 2 Wong Kar-wai's back to back. Hooray, And I am your co-host, Josh. Honestly, it's a pretty cool waterfall. Mackenzie?
I'm buying my partner cartons and cartons of cigarettes so they never have to leave the apartment. I'm Craig Neeson.
I also own a stylish lamp. I'm Jennifer Hawking.
I was thinking of you during that scene.
Yeah, me too, man. I was like, having a cool moving lamp does a lot for a space.
I was like, yeah, Jennifer has a designer novelty lamp as well.
I should get more lamps was my response, my primary response to this movie.
An Alfred Hitchcock living room amount of lamps for you.
Yeah, like Dial M, yeah.
So if you've not seen Happy Together, this is the movie. This is a story about Phi, who's played by Tony Leung, and we have Po Wing, who is played by Leslie Chung, and they are a gay couple from Hong Kong. They have left Hong Kong and have gone to Argentina as like an escape vacation fugue type deal, but they've gone together to the complete opposite corner of the world. And they're sort of like a turbulent relationship. Phi tells us via voiceover that like he and Po Wing break up all the time, but Po Wing has this phrase that he uses, like, let's just start over. And that phrase always draws Phi back in. So they break up, they get back together, they break up, and then, do it all over again. So when they're in Argentina, Po Wing buys this lamp that's like, it looks like a famous waterfall in Argentina, the Iguazu Falls. So you've got this beautiful lamp, and they want to see the waterfall in the movie. Or I'm sorry, they want to see the waterfall from the lamp in real life. They go, but they can't find it. They get lost, and this results in like what feels like the big breakup, the final one. So they separate, and Phi moves solo to Buenos Aires. He gets like various sort of like low-paying jobs. And wouldn't you know it, it's not long when he's in Buenos Aires before he runs into Po Wing again. Po Wing looks like he's either doing like sex work or he's just sort of like, I guess like having like a lot of fun because he's with like different guys every night and he's always by Phi. But Po Wing gets his ass beat after he steals from one of them. So what Phi does is he brings him back to his apartment, gets him sort of like fixed up. And they end up in sort of like this awkward roommate type relationship at first. Po Wing has like hands that are in casts, and so Phi is trying to take care of them. And as Po Wing recovers, they sort of end up. There is a scene where Po Wing is like, "Let's just start over," and they end up like starting over, even against Phi's better judgment, perhaps. Eventually, while this sort of like new domestic relationship is going on, Phi gets a job at a Chinese restaurant, where he meets this other guy named Chang. And Chang's whole thing is that like when he was a boy, he had poor eyesight. So he got really used to like listening intently, listening closely to the world around him. And he becomes sort of enamored with Phi because he always catches Phi on the phone to Po Wing, like seeing what he wants for dinner, like sort of checking up on him, that kind of thing. So he immediately gets sort of like a positive feeling about Phi. They, the two of them sort of like become sort of like work friends. They play soccer in the alley behind the restaurant, that kind of thing. It's all quite, innocent. Finally, Po Wing and Phi are like donezo. Like Po Wing finds out that Phi has taken his passport, so he can't leave. And Phi accuses Po Wing of cheating on him all the time. Like there's the aforementioned scene that Craig referenced where Phi has bought like 35 packs of cigarettes to be like, you never have to leave again. You can just stay in this closet forever and ever, which is an awesome thing to say. So finally, there's like a final blowout and they separate for good. And now that Phi is alone, he leans more heavily on Chang. But now Chang is leaving. All right, he's earned enough money to go home. But he is going to go to like the very tip of Argentina, like the southernmost lighthouse in South America. So he asks Phi to record a message for him. And we find out later that message wasn't words at all, but was just sort of sobs, unsure if he'll ever see Chang again. So now Phi is well and truly alone, but eventually he earns enough money to go back to Hong Kong. So he decides the last thing he'll do is he'll go see those Iguazu Falls on his own. Po Wing tries to find Phi, but Phi has already moved away, so it seems like that relationship is like permanently severed. So in the final like part of this movie, Phi has a stopover in Taipei on his way back to Hong Kong. He by chance finds Chang's family's food stall at like a night market, and he takes a photograph of Chang from the night market, and he says to himself that if he wants to find Chang again, he now knows where to find him, sort of indicating that Phi is done with Po Wing, and maybe he'll see Chang again. So that's Happy Together. What did you guys think?
I thought it was fantastic. And I say this even as someone who has never been in a toxic relationship, has never...
it's not too late.
Has never loved a man, has never had sex with a man. I've never done anything resembling what's happening in this film. So obviously it bounced completely off of me. No, this film hits like a fucking Mack truck. The relationship portrayed here, written here, is elegant. The way that they're falling in and out of love, and falling in and out of being able to fucking tolerate each other. It's really a deeply somber film. And at the same time that it's very listless, I feel like a very solid, like motivated plot here. And I mean, all of it is just communicated through, again, like little sparse voiceover narrations. There isn't even that much music. I mean, we're given a beautiful shot of these falls early on into the film, and then we later see that same shot, and it's just like impossibly like catastrophic, like boiling but elegant crashing of water against water. And the first time we see it, we actually hear Caetano Veloso, the great Brazilian songwriter, over it. And it's such a beautiful film, like just like on a level of like colors and blocking and set dressing and costuming. It's elegant. And I think it's really obvious at this point, and you're gonna hear this repeated, I'm sure. But when you're given essentially just three characters, and all three of them are fucking just like three of the most beautiful people on the planet, it's hard not to like I don't know, like be wrapped by the film. And yeah, like I think they're in the listlessness, in the like completely toxic relationship that the two leads find themselves in. Yeah, I think I personally found like an unbelievable amount of resonance. I feel like it mirrored, even though my experience in life has been quite different, it mirrored a lot of the things I've experienced in a way that really cut. It cut at the same. I think this is something that's like through the line with Wong Kar-wai is like his films, when they do cut, they're also very generous. They're also really interested in holding you with the pain, and like in that way, there's a kind of like a generosity of spirit and a kindness to like the sorrow that's being written here. I think the leads are incredible. I mean, no disrespect to Chang, he's also fucking fantastic. Everyone that has like a line here is killing it. I mean, it's it's one of these things where I find myself getting lost in the film itself because it feels documentary like, just because everything's portrayed so well. I mean, everything is heightened, all these colors and all the the voiceover narration and the occasional like light switch flip to black and white. I feel like I'm pulled magnetically into the film by way of just like convincing performance and all of these things, and I get bewitched. I think this is besides In the Mood for Love, my favorite Wong Kar-wai film that I've ever seen. I can't believe I didn't see it until now. I think it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I really liked it. I had never seen it before either. What really stuck out to me was like how Wong Kar-wai like adapted his usual filming style for like outside of like densely packed Hong Kong. Like there was a lot more like lingering on like big empty spaces. The shot that sticks out to me the most is the one near the beginning where the two leads are like stranded on the highway and there's like an overpass and the like the pavement is like taking up most of it and it's just like empty. I thought it was like such like a cool inversion. It's like still complementary to his style, but it's like a cool inversion of like what I'm used to from him. He is still Wong Kar-wai, so there are plenty of shots of like what big neon signs are around, and I kind of liked that too because so much of it is about like what's going on here, what's going on in Hong Kong at the same time, like what are the parallels that like you kind of like feel under similar light, like I thought like all of that was like conveyed really well. He still manages to like work in like full Fallen Angels mode with like there's like this like he works at like the nighttime bar, that TV, that cool TV and that cool lamp are always on. They're always in the apartment. He's constantly foregrounding and like backgrounding them in different shots. Like it's like I don't know. It's like they're on opposite ends of the apartment, and he just sort of like works them into the shots in like a cool way. I liked that he was able to like keep a lot of the same like feelings of like isolation and like, but like the characters were like so different. Like I feel like normally his characters kind of like burn internally. In like here I think there's like a loudness to the main couple and like they're like arguing and like they're clearly not getting along, but I like that he still manages to find the same sense of like listlessness and fuck my notes cut off here. Shit. I love that I don't know. I never wanted to leave my home country more than when it was on, because there's this idea in the movie that like you can just leave where you're at. You can move like completely across the planet. You can find the world so full of like connection and heartbreak and fucking all the other emotions I talked about last week. I thought that notion was like really, really magical. I liked this quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, I talked about it a little bit on In the Mood for Love. I'm such a big Wong Kar-wai fan, like top 5, if not top 3 filmmakers for me. And so when I got the World of Wong Kar-wai box set and I like learned that there was the gay one, obviously that was one of the first discs that I popped open. I don't know. I just think the world of this movie, I agree with Jennifer. You do sort of get used to a certain kind of character in a Wong Kar-wai film where it's like sort of like there's a coolness and a detachment, not in like not in sort of like a distancing way, but in sort of like just a reserved way. Like there's a reservedness to the people. And this is so different in Happy Together. Like, I mean, I've seen several of these movies, and this by far has the most people shouting at each other of all of the movies that I've seen. Like, I love that, like, compared to other films, like, both of these guys, like, kind of suck and are mean to each other. Like, I don't know that Phi ever gives Po Wing his passport back. Like, he says, like, I would give it back. I just don't want to see his ass. Mm-hmm. But I don't know that he ever actually does give it back, leaving him stranded in Argentina. And so, like, I mean, they're like, it's such a nice view of like a couple that clearly in some ways meshes so well and is also just so dangerous for each other. Like Phi and Po Wing just like know how to hurt the other, and so they do it as much as they can. And then there's this idea that you can just quote unquote start over, right? Like you can just become a different version of yourself without all the bad parts. which is obviously stupid, and Phi knows it's stupid. Po Wing probably also knows it's stupid, but like, hope springs eternal, right? So you can just start over, and maybe this is the time that'll work. It's just really nice to like see that in movies. Like the only other kind of, I would say the only, it's so in such a different way, but like something that finds like the same like ether here, I think, is like some of the Iraqi movies where it's like gay people are allowed to be like weird and strange to each other in a way that's reserved mostly for like straight people in the canon of film history. Like there isn't like moralizing in this movie. There isn't anything outside of like just these like two guys who like can't get it together but also can't leave each other alone. And I just think I just love it. Like there's a lot of talk right now like about this is gibberish to the both of you. There's a lot of talk right now about like if heated rivalry should get to be gay representation because like a woman wrote it, right? Even though like a gay guy is the showrunner for the show version. I haven't seen the show. This isn't about the show really. It's that like who gets to make gay stories, who gets to like commodify the artistic body of gayness into a canon. And I think that Happy Together is a great example of like, I don't care really. Like if the story is resonant, then it's resonant, and that's really all I have to say about it. Yeah, I mean, I could keep like going on about this, but yeah, I think this movie's amazing.
It's one of these films, this is kind of an asinine thing to say, but it's one of these films that's nocturnal, and you don't really realize it until like until it gets going. That most of what's happening is happening at night. And in that way, it I mean, even the Phi is like, I work at the slaughterhouse now, and I work all night and I sleep all day. So I'm like, I'm back on Hong Kong time, and there's a constant how do I say this? Because it's nighttime, because it like either one of them are either like coming or they're going. There's this like we get to see like feelings of abandonment play out like in both of them. Like who you fucking? Who you fucking? Like what are you doing? No, you don't go at night. You stay here. You stay here because I bought you all the cigarettes. There's something about this kind of permanent night that lurks over the film that makes the relationship and the kind of that really close quarter domestic situation like really tense. And of course it does amazing things. Like you get to see the way that brickwork gets lit up by the tungsten light street lights, or what the outside of the club looks like. And we're seeing a lot of shots. I love this little thing that they this motif that they continually kind of bring up is like we're shooting from outside of a business, whether it be a club or whatever, and we're looking out at someone. So like the film also as it happens in the apartment, it also is happening on the streets, and it's also like really hammering home that it's happening like kind of like by like exclusion or something. The characters feel singular. They exist in a world and like a network of like night clubs, but they feel very much separate from it. They're pushed out of it. They're excluded from it in some way. I think there's a really elegant way that this film uses its like nighttime structure to like make sure the characters are like kind of ping-ponging off of each other constantly, which I mean, and we're just like the tempo of the editing is so quick. Like we're given a sequence of they're arguing over this idea that Po Wing has that he's fucking someone at work, and it's not a long, they're never long shots. and by the time it's like cycled through, then like the ball is back in another court, and one of them is being insecure, or one of them is lashing out, or they're fighting, or they're it's just there's a tempo and a general like environmental conceit that keeps the rhythm of like the dysfunction. I mean, it's almost exclusively dysfunction going. And I think that's part of the reason why it's so effective, is that it just the tempo of it, the conceit of it, it's brilliant.
I think there's like this beautiful so I was reading like I don't generally do this for the show, but like I was reading like interpretations of the movie, just because like this is a movie that I'd seen already. So I already had like thoughts about. So I was like just sort of like seeing what was going on, and there are these like I love film criticism. He said 340 episodes into a podcast. There are just like some like galaxy brain takes for like why this movie is in Argentina, what this says about like the political like atmosphere of Hong Kong being like a British colony in like the late 90s. And I'm like, I just think it's not that deep. I think like they tell you in the movie why it's Argentina, and like there's a part where Phi's doing voiceover and he's like, I was out today and I had the realization that Argentina is on the exact opposite side of the world of Hong Kong. I wonder what Hong Kong looks like upside down. And then there's these great images of Buenos Aires and Hong Kong upside down. And so I'm like, yeah, I think that's probably why it's in Argentina. But my point is that like I think the sort of like echoing of Po Wing and Phi, men who have been together and broken up in Hong Kong, going to Argentina, and Po Wing's like, let's just start over. Can we start over? And then like it's sort of like, I don't know, if you could like walk around on the ceiling for a while, like that's what like starting over in Argentina would be like. Like, what if we go to the farthest away that we could possibly go and try again there? And it's I mean, obviously it's doomed to failure because you're the same person in Hong Kong that you are in Argentina, but you can see how when you're desperate to not be alone, of course we're different in Buenos Aires. Like of course we're not the same. And so like there's like a rhythm or a harmony to me that these two sort of like foreign nationals are in this complete opposite corner of the world doing their exact same song and dance that they've done many times before. It's like a thematic echo that I really enjoy. And like this isn't really in the movie, I would say, but like I mean, it doesn't like escape Phi's notice that like, you know, there aren't that many. There are relatively few Chinese people in Buenos Aires, right? So like they've gone to this other part of the world, and you know, this movie isn't really about homophobia or racism. I don't think either of those things really come up, but you can tell that while they might have been othered in Hong Kong, it's very possible that they're othered times two here. And I don't know, like just the rhythm of like thinking you'll be different, trying to like find a new pattern out of the same old pattern, trying to start over, and you've chosen the farthest away place and it's exactly the same. I don't know, that feels so human to me. I think it's so clever to have done that. I mean, I think the story would have worked perfectly well if it was in Hong Kong, but the fact that it's in Argentina, it just feels like it's like resonating with itself for me.
Yeah, and it is such a great kind of like change of pace from the rest of the movies he was putting out this decade. You know, they were so about Hong Kong, and like Hong Kong was like such like a character in those, that I really kind of appreciated the switch to Argentina. Like I thought that was like so smart.
Yeah. I love that we never fully go back either. I mean, again, he gets to Taipei and then that's kind of it. You know, there's something about I did glance at some of those interpretations. You know, it's the British handover to China, and this character. This character represents Taiwan. This character represents Hong Kong, and the the ins and outs of changing
it's
hands.
It's just far away.
Yeah.
It's just far away.
Yeah. And sure, I think, there's probably, whether it was intentional or not, I think you can probably read into it what you want.
Yeah.
Primary to me is the kind of tragedy of the relationship. It's the Lindsay Bluth and Tobias thing. It's it didn't work for other people, but maybe it could work for us. Just establishing right from the get that's the game we're playing, and equilibrium, or a kind of anything other than this this drama is going to play out unless something changes. And I do love the introduction of Chang as a character. He is he's in the film's language, it's kind of ambiguous whether he's gay or not. In my mind, he's gay because I kind of want it's kind of wish fulfillment or something. I want I want my homie to.
It would be so magical if he was.
Exactly. I'm gonna come to the end of the world with you, and that's I'm actually gonna tell you how much I love you in the tape recording and not just cry into it. But headcanon aside, the fact that this character kind of embodies the radical, he is fleeing. He admits to not really knowing what the hell is happening in his life in Hong Kong, but has come to this place to kind of figure it out. And you get the sense that he does actually embody the searching and the abandon, the kind of a caution to the wind sort of ethos that it would require to actually make a sea change like that, right? He's willing to go to the end of the earth by himself with a tape recorder, just nothing. Not to say that the other character, I think, this film shows, okay, I'm not even going to talk about the film. To me, Chang is he's super brave. He's an incredibly brave spirit, and he probably is going to figure himself out. It doesn't seem like Poing is ever going to figure himself out. I think there's some kind of morose, sort of darkness,
a tragedy.
Yeah, he's gonna be stuck in a cycle of something. To me, the moment that we kind of see, to me, is his last big moment is when he's dancing with some presumably Argentinian man, and he's they're dancing and it's elegant, but there's some kind of distress to his performance.
Yeah, he's just he read just totally blank to me in that scene, checked out entirely.
Right, and it's the dance of the relationship. It's the dance of being in step, notionally, or it's being in a rhythm, but without soul or something. It's really hard. I left the movie feeling really, if there were one character that I kind of mourned for, it was him. It doesn't seem like he's gonna make it out. But for Phi, it seems like he's, as much as there's resistance to his only meaning, aside from imagining Hong Kong upside down, the moment when he calls his father and we don't hear what his father says, the conversation lasts all of fucking 10 seconds where he's like, "Hey dad, it's me," and then he just starts crying. You know, again, like that imagination, like Josh said, you know, I don't think this movie is particularly about the xenophobia that someone might experience in South America, not being South American or whatever. But I feel like, to me, that was like, you know, my fucking gay son just called. Like, you know, like that's where it hit me. Like that's the nerve that it hit me at. And again, this is all headcanon spilling directly at you. But it's like, oh, like, you know, me stealing money and running away, and even my intent to, like, you know, repay my debt is not going to get my father to fucking, like, look me in the eye or, like, you know, countenance a conversation with me. So there is a kind of bravery in the return there. You know, like, I feel like this movie gives you a strata of, like, human relationship with the place you've come from, whether it's like a temporary reprieve where you need to figure shit out, a place where you're gonna just fucking, like, spiral and die, and a place that, like, you know, might exclude you or might be hostile to you, but you're gonna come back to it anyway, you know. It just yeah, that relationship to, like, where you're from, you know, rang really very true to me.
Yeah, I wanna talk a little bit about Chang since he's top of mind, but, like, I think that the whole Chang situation is pretty astoundingly well observed. Like, I presume that Wong Kar-wai is a heterosexual person. He said in interviews that he wouldn't have called Happy Together a gay movie. He doesn't believe in, like, gay movies versus straight movies, whatever. I don't I have my own thoughts on that. It doesn't really matter. But, like, I think it's amazingly well observed that, yeah, I think it's difficult not to read their relationship. I mean, definitely Phi has a crush, right? Like, I think that he develops a crush on Chang for sure. Yeah. I you know, the jury's out on if Chang reciprocates, but I mean, like, fellas, is it gay to take your friend's sorrows to the end of the world with you? Like, what do you want me to say? But why I think it's well observed is that I had an experience that I felt very similar to. Like, when I was in college, there was a guy that I was completely in love with, and he was sort of, like, giving, like, a mixed signals kind of deal with regards to his sexuality, and, you know, nothing came of it. But, like, I think it's very much that sort of thing where, like, even though it's not necessarily in this relationship isn't built around romantic context, like ostensibly Phi and Po Wings was, you can still sort of find those feelings. And I felt that he did that without it being either, like, overly melodramatic or, like, overly, like, sexualized. I just felt like he found something that felt very resonant of, like, experiences that I had, where it's just sort of like just like a weird question mark that you don't really know what to do with. And for me, what makes me think that I think you could have ended this movie without him finding Chang's family's food stall and a photo of him, but because they did, it seems like they would then reconnect. And it seems to me that the only reason to have them reconnect would be to have this sort of, like, through line. I don't know, like, that's so, like, this, filmically, that says to me that they're gonna hook up. I don't. So, like, I agree with your headcanon, Craig. I've decided that's true to me, and that's just the truth. But go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think you're right. I think there is, like, a Wong Kar-wai unspokenness going on there.
Yeah. Yeah, because he doesn't take anything with Po Wings with him to Hong Kong. Like, he finds, okay, so his love in Hong Kong, he takes to Argentina, but he leaves that in Argentina and he returns to Taipei, and in Taipei he finds a remnant of Argentina, and I'm like, that is filmically saying to me, you're gonna kiss that guy.
Right.
I don't know what to tell you.
Right. Yeah, and then he talks about it, right? He took that piece of him, you know. I mean, he stole it from his parents, but he took that piece of him, right? And yeah, again, yeah, to me, in my wormy little brain, I'm like, they are gonna meet again, and that's so fucking romantic. And again, I guess that's what I'm like, cycling back to my original thought. It's like this movie again will disembowel you in showing you a really fucked up relationship. And again, I've never experienced anything like this. But it's also going to tell you at the end that like love beyond that is possible. You know, if only you know you're kind of like brave enough to reach out and take it.
Yeah, I think that like I think it's really smart where it leaves it, because I like that it has that like, well, maybe, you know, like it's not like a definite, but it's a very magical maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I would say it's like a non-sentimental maybe too, which I think would be difficult to strike. I think it'd be hard to like leave it pretty vague without it being too, I don't know, like rich or something, like a chocolate ganache, like like to have it like sit as effortlessly as the rest of the movie, but still kind of have it go either way, I think it's impressive. I do want to talk about my like brain theory, is that like the movie pulls such a dichotomy between the senses of hearing and seeing, and I want to expand my mind like a lotus flower. I have like 3 points that I'm going to attempt to fuse into a cogent analysis.
Let's go, baby.
Live on the radio for you. I think these are like sort of two of the biggest metaphors in the movie for me. You have this, I think, recurring vision, pun not intended, this recurring theme of like a visual interest or splendor. And I think this is epitomized in Po Wing and Fi's relationship. They have such a very like tactile, physical type deal. Like they... And I think this is sort of like epitomized by this lamp that's like sort of the main symbol for their relationship. This lamp makes like a light show when it moves. It seems to replicate the like Iguazu Falls as it goes. And I think this sort of like visual piece of machinery sort of comes to epitomize their relationship. And you compare that with Chang, who, you know, with one of like 3 things we know about him is that he has this habit of like really listening to people in social situations to try to like, you know, understand things in a non sort of visual sense, I guess. Where I'm going with this is that these 2 things I think are starkly put into relief with the aquatic destinations that our characters go to in this movie. So we know that Po Wing and Fi come to Argentina, and their main goal is to go to the Iguazu Falls, this like visual spectacle, right? Like it's the largest waterfall system in the world. It is the real life version of this lamp that they have seen and they have observed and enjoyed. And now here they are trying to find this incredible cascade, and they're unable to get to it. I think it's artistically meaningful that when they're together they cannot find it, and it seems like it wouldn't be that hard to find. It's the biggest waterfall system in the world, but importantly they can't find it. And then but what's important about that is it's very grand. Like it is, you see some footage from it. It is like Craig said, it's like boiling, like it's huge. Mm-hmm. It's like it's mist, it's fury. And then you compare this to Chang's destination. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of it. The lighthouse at the very tip of Argentina, the southernmost lighthouse. And I think what's important about that scene is it's like deadly quiet. There's like nothing going on down there. He attempts to listen to Fi's recording, which, as we know, is just choked sobs. Fi was unable to communicate any of his feelings. So you have this sort of completely calm, quiet, sad feeling, I think, at this lighthouse. And my final like twist on this is that I think that these get sort of inverted thematically right at the end, because the lighthouse, there is nothing of auditory significance here. Like Chang is the only thing Chang can do is look, and presumably he sees nothing. We see no vista. The camera stays locked on the lighthouse. It stays locked on Chang. We're not seeing the vastness of the ocean. So, you know, there is no visual splendor the way that Fi and Po Wing were searching for visual splendor. But when Fi gets to Iguazu Falls, for me, the biggest takeaway from that scene, even more so than like the roiling that we had seen in earlier footage, the biggest scene to me was just how fucking loud it was. Like, it's just like this torrent of noise. You do sort of get like the visual of him soaked in water. But like these men were looking for these different experiences to reflect what they were looking for, and they went in pursuit of the things that they were looking for, and they found the opposite at their respective destinations. And I think that's interesting. That's my
that's my nailed it, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you know, the small lamp is such a delicate, elegant thing, you know, that, you know, he Fi often like just like lays his head and looks at it, you know, while the kind of color of the lamp like, you know, dances on him. And then when he's at the fucking waterfall, the waterfall is not something that he's observing. The waterfall is like happening to him. You know, it's so massive and so powerful that it's destabilizing. You know, like the idea of a waterfall, and again, don't go chasing them, but you know, the idea of a waterfall is you know, elegant, and it's beautiful, and it's idyllic, and then when you get to the thing, it's a destructive, incredibly powerful force of nature. And like in my mind, the waterfall is like an elegant stand-in for, again, like the beauty of like the relationship, but the fact that it is like damned by its nature to be like an erupting, like violent force, and always turbulent. It will never, like, until, you know, it sands off the fucking ground, the cliffs that it's falling off of. It will not cease to be a violent thing. It's just the idea of a waterfall versus the reality of a waterfall, the idea of a relationship versus the reality of a relationship.
Yeah, I think that it's really elegant. I love in those shots of the actual waterfall, there's like, I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know anything about geography. There's like black particles swirling around in it. Like, it looks fucking satanic or something. Like, it looks so fucking dangerous. Just like, just being in the presence of it, it looks like I would die.
Yeah, I went to when I was in Norway, we went to like a waterfall, and I don't even think it's like a remarkably large waterfall, but like being even not that close to it, it was deafeningly loud, and I was soaked in like 4 seconds, like head to toe soaked in like my heavy sweater. It wasn't like a nice feeling. And this is like the biggest, grandest waterfall. I'm like, this would be like fatal, like to be even within half a mile of it. It feels like just with just the fury and the weight of all that water and all that sound.
Yeah, I've been to Niagara Falls, but I didn't get that close to it. But I know people get fucked up there all the time.
Yeah, it just kills you instantly. Yeah, I guess that's. I think the Chang stuff is, I think, what really. I mean, the stuff with Po Wing and Fi is all really well observed, but like just like we sort of talked about how like In the Mood for Love has things that really like make that like take what is like technically good and makes it really elegant. I think like what's so well observed about Fi and Chang's relationship is what like really takes this like to another place. That is like. Not something that I think every filmmaker would like see or think to include, or would have sort of like the humanity to find in that relationship. But he does. I mean, what's gayer than getting sweaty with your friend in an alley? He watches you walk away as you light a cigarette. This movie made me want to smoke so bad, by the way.
It looks sick. It looks so cool.
Yeah, it actually doesn't harm you if you're doing it at night in Buenos Aires. It's actually fine.
I swear to God, like cigarettes just became bad for you in like 2002, because like you see all these movies and you're like, but look at how beautiful these people are.
Yeah.
How could it be bad for you?
Yeah. Yep.
They smoke 40 a day. How could it be bad for you?
Cancer was invented by Big Lung to keep you
truly
to keep it lung enriching cigarette smoke to themselves. Yeah.
To keep people unsexy. Very dangerous.
4 out of 5
They don't want you
doctors.
looks maxing.
Yeah.
4 out of 5 hot doctors agree. The one frumpy one doesn't smoke fucking Pall Malls or whatever.
Seriously, we just talked about this when we talked about Secret Agent, but it's like people cigarettes used to not hurt you. You could just be hot in the 70s and nothing could kill you. Nobody died in the 70s, is my point.
It's great. Yeah. I guess if I have like a final note, I think after our discussion, the handover metaphor makes more sense to me. I can see like kind of the outlines of it, even if I don't really understand the nuance, nor do I think like it makes the movie better or worse it being there. Because the actual story of these characters is compelling enough on its own, but like there's certain things with like, no, I moved the couch to be next to the bed. Like we moved him closer, and then he pushes him back, and then like not giving him his passport. Like stuff like that, I can sort of see how we're dealing with like border negotiation, right? Like that seems like it might be loaded in a way that, because like the handover was probably like the biggest thing politically that happened to people in Hong Kong at that time, you know?
Oh God, definitely.
Like it's probably something that was like very apparent to Hong Kong audiences. But I was also 7 when that happened, and I'm not gonna have the understanding that I need to like parse that out. But I can see how it's there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not ashamed to look stupid by admitting that.
No, that's fair enough. I mean, just because I was like, shut up, nerd, don't tell me about history, doesn't mean that other people can't feel that way. Just like my final thoughts about this were like, and I think this was like my initial review when I first talked about In the Mood for Love, like on Letterboxd or whatever. But it's like, I mean, like when you're dealing with like movies that are like, I think that are all masterpieces, like it's difficult to like pick a favorite and then use the word favorite to have like any real meaning behind it. Like at that point, it's really just vibes, right? But like, even if Wong Kar-wai wants this to not be a gay movie and thinks that there are only good movies and bad movies, this one is special to me because I think it's so concrete about like desperately wanting to touch another man, but it's like not working out in a way that like I don't know that he knows that. I think he really nailed that. Like I think like and you know, I guess I respect the humbleness that he thought he was just making a movie about like two fun guys, and then this is sort of like their quirk. But like, I mean, I think he really tapped into something universal. Yeah, like I was 6 when this movie came out. Like I have never been to Hong Kong or Argentina, and yet there's something that I think is really universal that he manages to find anyway. So I mean, this is my favorite of his works. Again, like I said, I haven't seen a bad one yet. But like, I mean, this one is just it's near and dear to me.
Yeah, if he accidentally made this, you know, great job, man. Honestly, well, you won't believe what you lucked into here.
Fucking whoops. Whoops, another banger.
Did you have any final thoughts, Craig?
Oh, I just think it's fantastic. Yeah. I would like to revisit it, I think, with that idea of, there's the withholding of the passport and yeah. I mean, they are like they're technically like a part of like Buenos Aires, but they're doing, like menial labor, like, and they're not, I don't know. I think there's probably something there. And again, I don't know enough to know. But I would like to like kind of chew on that the next time I spin the film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say. Oh, by the way, sorry. This is also my first time that I picked a non-anime movie for my birthday movie.
Is.
So you're welcome.
Yes, thank you, Josh.
I did think of like half a dozen of them, but I'm like, okay, if I'm being honest, are these movies really important to me, or am I just picking them because I've only picked anime movies so far?
Do these really quicken the heart?
Yeah, well, I'm like, because like you don't want to bring like a 4-star movie to birthday week. Like it's 5-star. It's the 5-star time, but at least 5-star to the person bringing it. So
Picked Fight Club one time.
That was a good episode too.
Yeah, no, I just thought we'd have a good discussion, and I thought people would click on it, which they did. So
got him.
Gotcha.
I cynically chose Fight Club.
That's okay. You made up for it with like Mermaid in a Manhole. You made us.
Yeah.
You made us unrelatable again in a way that I like. We're all about walking that fine line of relatable and completely
alienating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like you can't talk about to your coworkers, I think.
Yeah. Did you hear SWIMFANS was riffing on Oof Coke again? It's like, what the fuck? You know?
I almost set the background of the SWIMFANS group chat to Oof Coke before I decided on those swans.
I'm gonna set it to Oof Coke.
I'll do it right now. Hang on. I found a cute screenshot of Oof Coke from Mardock Scramble. We have to stop talking about Mardock Scramble. We have to stop talking about Galarian's Ryan. No one listened to those episodes, and we reference them constantly.
Well, but that's the beautiful part about making a collaborative something is that you don't know what's going to stick. Like, I mean, we've talked about some like incredible movie. Like, as much as I think The Cook, the Thief, his wife, and her lover is an amazing movie. It just doesn't come up as often as Mardock Scramble. Yes. You just don't know what's gonna stick in the consciousness. I was when we were doing that anime aura thing, and you did like the fucked up one, Jen.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you should have put Mardock Scramble on there.
Oh fuck, I should have. I was going for all hentai, so I don't think that would count.
Yeah, it's just slightly less pornographic than it needs to be.
It's more upsetting somehow than just about all of them.
Thank you for listening. I would say if you are new to Wong Kar-wai, if you saw Everything Everywhere All at Once and you're like, hey, I wonder what they're going on about in that one scene, and you maybe even after you heard our episode, you watched In the Mood for Love, you should go here next. There are many great entries that you can check out, but I would say you should try Happy Together.
Completely. Yeah. If you're a fan of the director, my God, don't be like me. Don't wait fucking half of your life to see it.
Get the box set. It's good.
It's
controversial, but it's good. It's good. Don't ignore capsaholic.com and just buy the goddamn box set.
Like all bad bitches, it's controversial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like In the Mood for Love, this is a 5-star for me.
This is 4.5, easy.
4 stars from me. I removed 1 star because it was too gay.
Wait, we don't fuck with that on here.
Gross. No. 2 people with the same gender. No, thank you.
I hate to see it. A real day ruiner. My Letterboxd review for this was I love fags, in parentheses, cigarettes and gay guys.
Good one.
Thanks. If I was British, it would have been funnier. Well, thank you so much for listening. You can... do we have any questions?
Oh, we do. We have a question
Okay.
from Fortunes in Hades. It's specifically addressed to Craig. It says, Craig, what is one of the movies that God will force Michael Haneke to watch in hell?
Okay, so I had a really, 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 really long time to think about this, and I found it through some meditation. Okay, so all right, so we have to clarify some things. Michael Haneke, all right, serious man, makes very serious movies, deathly serious films. steeped in like continental European philosophy with like all this postmodern, all these postmodern tricks, and I'm like, what is torture to a man like that? You know, what would hurt a man like that in eternity, right? You know, he's transgressed in some way. He's found himself in hell. Satan is punishing him. And I was like, Adam Sandler's Big Daddy, right?
Interesting.
Like, Adam Sandler, right? He's a fucking happy-go-lucky guy. Oh, nope. Suddenly, you know, he's got to grow up real quick because he's got a fucking kid. He's got a fucking kid.
He's the Big Daddy.
He's the Big Daddy. And he eventually, you know, through a lot of foibles and false starts, you know, becomes a really effective and great father to the young boy. And I think that would drive Michael Haneke insane in a week. I think he'd be fucking, you know, off the walls. You know, he'd be gone. You know, he'd be gone.
Fascinating.
Yeah, no, it would just take, you know, one kind of like eczema, ooh, gross, and he would, you know, like he'd make an incision for each time that line read happened. Yeah, I think Adam Sandler's Big Daddy. I think that would get him.
I see what you're saying, and I think I largely agree. Okay, so yeah, again, to sort of set up a parameter, it's hard to say, right? Because like you're like, okay, does Haneke make movies because this is like the truest expression of art to him in his way, or at least the truest expression that he can wrangle as a fallible human being, or is it his worldview, or is it just his art? Because I think the answer is different. Because like if his movies are supposed to be representative of his mindset at all times, then yeah, at the complete opposite, I think we're talking something plastic, something saccharine, and I think like a mindless sequel. So I'm thinking Freaky Friday 2.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty fucking good.
Okay,
yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I was just like, don't not to be confused with Freaky Friday, which is a movie that's good actually.
He'd
Go
love
ahead,
it.
Jennifer.
Yeah. So when I think Haneke, I think like someone who is an artist, who's also like a media critic, who's also it takes his art form extremely seriously. He's extremely, you know, stripped down emotionally. He's very like TV rots your brain. Made a whole movie about it called Benny's Video. Funny Games, also kind of about the same thing. So I think like something that was like highly reverential to the things that he despises most in the world is going to be what drives him the most insane. So I'm going to say Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
He said unbiasedly. You're saying that Michael Haneke would hate that the most?
Yes.
She's biased, folks. She's biased, folks.
She's biased, damn it.
That wasn't even misgendering. I was just caught between people I was talking about. The point is there's bias happening. But it's not a bad answer. I do think he'd hate Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
I think he'd fucking despise it. I think he'd agree with me.
Yeah, I don't think he'd like it. I do agree with you, but I'm like, it's fun that it's also your least favorite movie of all time.
Well, when I go to hell, we can watch it. We can sit next to each other in the theater and reenact the scene from Happy Together, where he cruises that guy in the theater.
That's a good scene.
That's a really good scene.
Yeah.
Again, he's a go-getter. He crawls over those fucking theater seats to get his dick sucked.
Like a gazelle, man.
Cruising's so fun because like it would be fun to learn all of the various like codes. Like, how do you know that there's a reasonable probability that guy's going to suck your dick? You know what I mean?
Wasn't it like a gay porno theater?
I should be in this booth.
You see the thing that they're watching.
Well, sure.
Isn't it gay porn?
Yeah, but there's like other guys in there.
Yeah,
He knew that
you don't know
guy was
specifically that he's
going to be down.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. What's
and
the
I
tell?
also like.
We guarantee loads.
Yeah, I don't know. I was unfortunately too young for cruising. We had apps by the time I was. Once again, I should have been in the 70s. All right,
Yeah.
Smoking can't hurt me.
Yep. You have a bunch of bandanas. You know what each color means.
I know what every color means. I would have been gorgeous. Okay. Thank you, Fortunes in Hades. That was a fun question.
Yeah.
You can find the show wherever you get your podcasts. So that is Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're listening. Please rate, please review, please subscribe. It's my birthday. You have to do it for me. You can get in touch with the show if you like. You can do that on various social medias like Instagram, Blue Sky, SwimFansPod. You can also email the show, swimfanspodcast@gmail.com. So if you have a question, a comment, a recommendation, let us know. Send it our way. And we have a Patreon as well, patreon.com/swimfans. We just had an episode come out. By the time you hear this, the episode will already be out. I'm just realizing I forgot to do that today. So like we have for as low as $1 a month. You can subscribe to the SwimFans Patreon, get access to the entire back catalog of episodes there. And, Jennifer and I just recorded one that we would love to know your input on. If it's like a recurring kind of deal that you would like to hear, let us know. Because I had fun. I think she had fun. So, like, if you want to, if it's like something that you would like to hear periodically, yeah, just let us know if it was of interest. And then I am on all the same spots, user Amons, AMONNS. I haven't seen anything recently. I've been pretty busy. I did just watch 4 short films for Heroes 3 that came out last week. So if you want to hear me talk yet again about Kakurembo Hide and Seek, 2005, but also Matthew, Marty, and Carlos all brought their own short film. We had one from China, one from Iran, and one from India. So if you want to hear that episode, you can hear that at the Heroes 3 fun time. Jennifer.
You can follow me on Blue Sky, diatron5.swimfanspod.com. I'm on Letterboxd Diatron. I've just been watching just Turn of the Millennium crap for the last week. I watched like Jason X.
I saw you watch Underworld.
Yeah, dude, I watched Underworld.
Oh my
again.
God. Fuck yeah.
That movie, I should be the target audience for that movie, right?
You really should.
You
should be an acolyte of Kate Beckinsale.
I mean, I am. She is gorgeous in it, but like, I should be like enamored with it. I should be like, of course, it's not going to be like The Matrix, right? But like, it's close enough that I should feel some sort of like residual affection for it. But it's so fucking boring. There's so much goddamn vampire and werewolf lore that they're just standing around and talking about it. And it's like dumping all of this lore onto you. And it's just like, I just want to watch the catsuit lady like massacre werewolves. Like, why do you think that this is why people are here? Yeah, that's not a good movie. But then I also watched The Mod Squad with Giovanni Ribisi and Claire Danes, I think. And the movie Bats attacked some guys. It wasn't very good, but there were very cute bat puppets. Craig.
You can find me at Craig Neeson on Instagram and Letterboxd, craigneeson.com. The the day before I got married, I watched with my long-suffering wife, I watched Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. And
yeah.
I thought that it fucking killed. Wait, did I watch it on the night of my wedding? I think we watched it on the night I got married. Can't remember.
Hell yeah.
So, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, thought it fucking killed. I loved every second of it. There was Yep. Sorry, I just wanted to confirm that is indeed what we did on our wedding night. That's how I lost. If you're wondering what happened to my hymen, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
I love that you're hard launching your wedding, by the way. Just
Yeah.
talking about Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
And I think that this is like the second John le Carre novel that I've seen, and I love Spy Who Came In From the Cold. It's on Criterion. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, dry as fuck, and I loved it. I loved every second of it. I thought it was cool as hell. I love when spies do spy shit. I just the spycraft and the things going wrong and having a nemesis in Moscow. I loved it. So yeah, I think I need to actually read some John le Carre. I think I'd fucking really, really dig it at this point.
I loved seeing that you had that reaction to Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, because when I saw it, my reaction was, what if I made my new personality Le Carre novels? Because like there's like this, and I'm told this is like a thing that like there's, I don't know if you picked up on this, Craig, but there's like a whiff of like fruitiness in Tinker Tailor.
Oh yeah.
And apparently that's like in the books.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, say less.
Right. Exactly.
I love some mid-century repression.
It's real. I mean, it's five guys and one of them, and they're calling one of them Control. It's just, I'm really sorry. It's gonna get gay at some point, and like just for that the gayness and the Benedict Cumberbatchness to like hang over it as like a dense cloud of homoerotic feeling. Yeah, no, that added. It was just a little spice, a little panache on the whole fucking thing. It was really, really, really good.
I love that you had the same reaction. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.